So imagine this, you pick up a camera today, and in just a few weeks or months, your photos look like you've been shooting for years. I mean, that sounds impossible, right? Now what if I told you that there is a way to learn photography so fast that it feels like you're breaking the rules? Stick with me, I'll show you how. So if you've never seen me before, then my name is Arnolfur. I'm a photographer from Iceland. I live here in the mountains in northern Sweden. And I've been obsessed about photography for the last 10 years. I've been doing videos a little bit longer, but photography has been with me for almost a decade now. And I absolutely love every aspect of it. Now, like everybody who starts out at whatever it is that you want to become good at, then I used to suck. Like, my photos were not good at all. And there was like a few things that I did, but there was one thing in particular that in a very short period of time took my photos from looking like this to this, and also enabled me to land my first paid photography gigs without me having to reach out. It was reaching out to me. So I want to tell you like, how exactly I did that and how I'm gonna do it again. So back in 2016, I've been filming for a few years, and especially during my early teen years, I was filming a bunch of skate videos and all that stuff that comes with being a teen. And photography was still a little bit of a mystery. I mean, we were using the camera. It's still like camera operating, but it's totally different how you think. So I wanted to set out to really up my photography, and I wanted to do it in the fastest way possible and the best way I possibly know at getting good at anything really, really fast. And that's this. You see, in order for me to become good at something incredibly fast, I know that for myself, I have to commit to it and do it again and again and again and force myself to do it. I used to compete in powerlifting. This is way back. I have no pictures of it. This was before everybody had smartphone existed. I'm getting a little bit old, but I have this little this is from Iceland Open 2010, where I pulled 210 kilos on deadlift as a 17-year-old. And that was an Icelandic record at the time. A little homage to the old times. But when you do like strength training of any sort, you understand the power of repetition. Because nobody gets strong by going to the gym only 1 or 2 times. It takes months, if not years of commitment of going again and again and again, no matter if you feel like it or not. So with that experience and lessons in mind, I decided to do what was, in my opinion, the only logical thing, and commit to a whole year of posting 1 photo a day on Instagram every single year. It's a very simple challenge, but it's quite hard because the commitment is like 1 photo a day for an entire year. It's like 365 photos that I'm posting. It's pretty brutal. But what, like the level that I become better at the rate was absolutely insane. Now, here is one of the first photos I took, and here is one of the last photos. And what's happening is that I'm constantly thinking about photography, and I'm constantly taking photos, and I'm constantly editing photos. Now, since you are watching this, then I know that you also have a desire to become better and push yourself creatively, and you don't have to do this on Instagram. What you just have to do is to find a way to push yourself and hold yourself accountable to do and put in the work needed. Personally, even if you have no desire of becoming like Instagram famous or whatever that means, then I would encourage you to do it on Instagram and commit to posting every day, or the more the better, honestly, but like every week or every month. Every month, it's going to take you quite some time, but at least every week, preferably every day. Then there are some like added benefits that I did not expect would happen to me doing it on Instagram, and I'll tell you those in a little bit. First, I just want to talk about systems, because if you can build yourself some systems, then it's going to make the whole process much more simpler. Now, when I did my last 1-year challenge, then I had no systems at all. Like, I'm a very unstructured person. I'm like a bulldozer, you know? I just go head first and like go all in and chop everything that is down my way, and then I look back and be like, oh, this could have been made so much simpler. But if you can make some sort of systems, and that is what I'm gonna do next time I'm gonna do a 1-year challenge, and we'll get to that in a second, but then having places to make this easier is fantastic. Now, personally, that could be like deciding that you always have a camera with you. So that way you're constantly taking photos, and then you're putting off 1 or 2 hours every week to edit a few different photos, and then you can post them. So you're not going every single day be like, oh, stressed out, you have to post, like yours truly, kind of did. But so systems, my friend, is going to make this process so much simpler. Wow. Coffee just, tastes better when you're outside, doesn't it? Now, one thing I've been thinking about lately is that I feel that my photography has like staled off a little bit. Now, I don't feel like I'm a bad photographer, but I'm definitely like, there are so many levels above me that I want to excel to. And like, if I look back at just a few years, the difference between each year was much greater than it is now. And the reason for this for me is that I focused so much on social media and understanding and building a social media platform. I think I had like 1.3 million followers across all these different social media channels as a photographer. So understanding that game to me has been really important. And then understanding how to create a successful and thriving business around it. So that is what I've been focusing on. And it's come at the cost of my photography becoming better. But now I want to change that. So that's why now I've decided to commit to another 1-year challenge, posting 1 photo a day on Instagram for the entire 2025, because I know from experience that this is by far, in my opinion, the fastest and most best way to become better at something. And it honestly feels like the level that I excel at, it is so fast that it feels like it should be illegal, And that's, my friend, is the whole reason why I'm trying to encourage you too, if you also want to become better at photography incredibly fast, to do something similar. You don't have to be every single day. It can be like every single week or every single month. Month is probably like too slow, then you're gonna get better when you're 90. But like, the more the better, honestly. And I'm, at the moment, trying to figure out ways to hold myself accountable. So that is something you have to figure out as well. What is it that you have to do to hold yourself accountable to do it? In like my experience last time, I went out publicly than just my friends, because my channels weren't big, but on Instagram said like, I'm gonna post every single day for a week. That worked fantastically for me, because if I say something, then I don't wanna be seen as a bitch that just says something and doesn't mean it, you understand? I don't wanna be all talk. So that works incredibly well for me. Now, I'm trying to figure out better ways, because it was hard at times. So I remember from my gym days that I was constantly training in a team of 1 or 2 guys. And that helped me so much, because there are so often where I didn't want to do another deadlift or another stupid squat. And I told my boys like, hey, I'm not coming tonight. And they were like, okay, no problem. And then I got an SMS being like,
real men come to the gym tonight.
And that was, for me, was enough. I was like, okay, they're trying to say that I'm a loser. So I came with them. Now, I think that you should have more healthier talk to yourself in your group. But like, this is like teenager, that Icelandic guy, Now I run an online community for photographers who like truly want to develop their skill and become better at photography in the most fun and fast way possible. And also like together with other people, while also learning, how to build your social media channels as a photographer and building a business around it. This is a paid community, so it's not for everybody, but we have like monthly challenges, quarterly lectures. You get access to all of my digital products, weekly Q&As and hangouts with me, as well as just unlocking a network of photographers that are really motivated. If it sounds like something that you want to do, you can check it in the description down below. And together there in the community, and this is the reason why I'm telling you is that we are gonna do the 1-year challenge together. So with me, if you want to do it together and I'm gonna hold you accountable and you hold me accountable, then it's your chance now. Now, at the moment, the spaces are open. If you're watching this in the future, they might be closed. This is like a limited community, so I don't know. But if you're watching, you can click the link and you can see if it's like open or not. So feel free to check it down in the description down below. It's also really fucking cold outside. It's cold when your breath sees. You can see it, and the beard is starting to freeze. So, like for the cold, Now, you don't have to join the darkroom, which is my community. You can find your own community. It could be in your local photo club, or you have friends, you want to do it together. The idea is just that by doing it together with a group of people, you will hold each other accountable to stick to it. And if you manage to stick to it, I can just promise you the skills that you will acquire by doing the thing again and again and again. Looking back, you'll be like, wow, wow, my photos are so much better, because nothing, my friends, beats doing the work. That is the secret. Everybody's trying to sell you like, do this and you will become better in 1 week. And everybody's looking for that one fucking pill that will make you slim or like have six-pack in 6 days or whatever. I mean, I'm gonna tell you here a secret, and you can pay me nothing for it. It's free. That shit doesn't exist. You have to put in the work. If you want to become better and want to acquire the skill needed to unlock everything that you want, you just put in the fucking work, and it's like, I promise you, you will get it, you know? But the trick is just sticking to it, you understand? And that's where finding ways to hold yourself accountable comes in like really good hand. Now, you don't have to do a 1-year challenge on Instagram. You can, of course, just like take photos and put them in a folder. But I found that Instagram was a nice way to hold me accountable, and it had some hidden benefits that I was not expecting when I did my first 1-year challenge as a total beginner on Instagram. For starters, it's a public platform, which personally I found really helpful for holding myself accountable, as I told you guys before. The added benefit of it too being a public platform is that others will see. And also, your channels will probably start to grow. That was happened to me. I started to grow my channels because I'm constantly posting. And that is really like the secret of social media, is being consistent and posting a lot, especially on Instagram, where I find like daily posting works a ton. So that was a really nice feature that I got, that my channel started to grow. On top of that, because I decided to do this on Instagram, I actually landed my first ever paid photography gig after almost a year. So in November, I got contacted by a watch company in Stockholm. I was living in Stockholm, Sweden at the time. They were like, hey man, these are some really nice photos. Do you want to get work a little bit with us? And I was just like, what the hell? I went from just starting the year barely knowing photography. Like I told you, I knew cameras, but it is not the same. My photos sucked. To consistently have a built skill set that was so good that somebody felt that my skills were good enough to pay me. So that was the first time I got paid, and that feeling was insane. And I can't remember what I charged, but it wasn't little. It was like around $1,000 or something like that. And I did a bunch of these watch photos, and it was a recurring customer too. I did it again and again and again. And that was like, that feeling was just amazing that I was able to do that in a year. And I'm 100% self-taught, because I just decided to go all out and doing the work, you know? And you, my friend, can 100% do it too, because if I'm able to do something, then there's no reason in the world that you're not able to do it as well. However, you might need a new camera. And if you're wondering what is the best Sony camera to buy in this day and age, then next, my friend, you should watch this video right here, because I think you're gonna be a little bit surprised what my answer is.